Well, you know what really helps me with that is whenever, like, I'm starting, my venture, my interviewing women, which I love to chat, love to talk, love to hear what other people are up to, and let's talk about it. And, whenever I get nervous about starting at something, I think literally about the people I know my age or younger, dead now, gone, done, they're done. Not going to be an option for them. And you can read it every day in the paper, and people are dropping like flies all the time, and it always reminds me, okay, like today, this is what I have this moment today. What am I going to do with it? Am I going to have fun? Going to do creative stuff that I like to do, or am I going to be shooting myself?
And I can't even remember who said this famous quote, maybe you'll recognize it, but everybody dies, but very few people live.
Right. That's exactly it. And I just love the idea of your iron dolls. And tell me, so you were mentioning a little bit before we started talking about Rosie the Riveter, and that's where the name came from. So tell me about that.
Yeah, it's interesting because a couple of us all sat down at the table and were kicking around the idea, and we all had the same vision coming to the table about what our name kind of should be behind. But Rosie the Riveter, it's the iconic poster of "You Can Do It." It was when all the men went into the military and the women went to
work.
Factories. Went to the factories and started doing all that stuff. And
wore pants. Mm-hmm. First time.
All that, and it was.
Didn't shower.
Yep. Yeah, right?
Got really dirty.
And that's the thing, is that it was the first recognition for women that you could go out, get dirty, still come home, shower, dress, put dinner on the table.
Bake that pie.
Yeah, still do all of that. And so that was the idea, It
also reminds me, it's a name similar, I know there's an iron in the word, for the women who were fighting for the suffragette movement, for the right to vote. And I can't think of the name of the movie that's related to that, but I know it has iron. I can't remember the other word to it, but that's what came to my mind, too, was we have every right to be equal to men, of course. I mean, it's like, of course.
With the bikes, too, in particular, is that guys poo-poo us right away. They're like...
Which guys? The other Harley guys?
Yeah, when we're riding, they'll pull up alongside of us or whatever and be like, oh, look at the cuties riding their little bikes or whatever. But then when we blow their asses away on the highway, or we're riding just as long, if not longer than them, that is the part that just makes you go, we're not, soft. We can ride just as hard and as long and as aggressive as men can.
Or not, or do it however way you want. It doesn't matter.
But we're still breaking into a society where, one, the perception is that all females that ride are lesbians. Two, that...
Which is not true.
Not true. Not at all. Yeah. And then two, that... we can't handle our bikes, we can't handle big bikes. And the funny thing is, one of the girls that's riding with us is riding the largest Harley that's available out there, period. And it's funny because her pipes on her bike when we're going down the street set up car limes, rattle windows. I mean, you couldn't get any more. And I was like, you sure you're not male? Sure you're not?
So is that kind of a male thing, make a lot of noise?
Oh, yeah, with Harleys, it's
what is that about?
Loudest pipe. Oh, it's...
What is it?
You know what I mean? It's just like it's like having the muscle cars, and the louder it is, the rougher.
It's like making a statement. I am here. I am a here statement.
Yeah,
I'm here. Get out of my way.
Yeah, I mean, even as a girl, like when I'm sitting here right now, when I put on my leathers and I get onto that bike, and I have some really loud pipes too, I feel like an invincible, and lack of a better word, badass bitch. You know what I mean?
You see, now I experience you that way anyway. But I have not seen the outfit, and I can't wait to see the outfit to go with it. Yeah, right.
Yeah, and
that's really exciting. That's wonderful.
It's great. It's fun, and I feel rejuvenated.
So you have a whole kind of documentary TV thing going, and still have the shop going. So you still do hair and have how many people you have working for you now?
11.
Okay, that's
12, I think.
That's a hefty bunch. Yeah, and that can run when you're there or not there.
I've actually set everybody up and let everybody know, come April, second week in April, I'm out. So you better, if there's anything you need to learn it right now. Cause
you mean you won't be working there as much? You'll be
I'll be popping back and forth, but
you're not going to be there as the main leader as you have been. Things have changed. And then your book, which is the chess game management, which I love that whole idea. And anything else brewing? You also have a teenager. You're a single parent.
Yeah, and
Tell me about that and how that's been. You co-parent, you share?
Yeah, actually my ex-husband and I are best friends.
Wonderful.
Yeah, we have been for a while.
Makes it
and
easier.
So much easier when you have a teenager, because you're just like, ooh, I think it's time to go to your dad's.
How
right
old?
now.
How old is your son?
13. He'll be 14 next month. And he actually is going through a phase right now where he wants to be with dad full time. So he has been living with his dad, since spring, I think.
So that frees up some.
Yeah, so much so. And it was great because I was so fried. I was so burnt and I couldn't do anything else. And so now I get to be the good time parent. And, he comes over and we get to play, or we go to the movies.
Right.
So it's really great. Plus, I think he needed this time to bond with his dad. But yeah, it's going really, really well. And I really enjoy teenagers. I really do. I enjoy spending time with them. They challenge you at every little, and just watching all of it, and just holding, the parameters up so that they can bounce around like little balls within it, so that, and also too, Riv and I are really good friends, like, not without the boundaries, but he knows he can talk to me.
Mm-hmm. And you're accessible to
him. Exactly.
Yeah. And you're going to tell him the truth, and you're going to,
And I know he still knows that when I draw the line, it's drawn there.
Yeah. And when you put on those leathers, get out of the way. Yeah.
Actually, he's totally embarrassed of me.
I'm sure. Well, every teenager is embarrassed of their mother for one reason or another. Right.
Well, and because of my tattoos, too. He's just always like, can you just put a shirt on?
Because it's usually the opposite.
And all his friends are like, oh, you think
the parents are embarrassed of the kid's tattoos. No, this kid's embarrassed of his mother's tattoos.
Which is a great reverse psychology, because, he won't.
Ever,
you ask him, and he's like, "Ma, no,
never, no."
So we just all have to do it ourselves, and
well, the kids are always kind of like the opposite of whatever you are. Yeah, great.
But yeah, so it's good with him, and still plugging away at everything else. I'm, like I said, working on my businesses. I've made myself a business.
What do you mean by that exactly?
Well, it's, we've been hearing a lot about it, like with exercise routines. People saying that if you don't schedule it in your schedule, or make time for yourself in your schedule, then, you don't make it happen. You always put yourself, especially for women, we always put ourselves on the back burner.
Of course.
And I decided that all the little fur balls in the corner that I have been neglecting, saying I don't have enough time for, are the stuff that's really holding me back from being that 100% successful. Because most people, that go for success go to 99%, and very few actually push through to the 100, and they use that last 1% to stop them from actually. And my 1%
by success, you mean achieving what they desire to achieve,
whatever your definition of prosperity is. And so for me, those things are, dealing with my weight and my, body issues and stuff along that line, and organizing myself financially, because although I've never had any money issues attracting money into my life, I don't manage it very well.
Okay.
I mean, I pay my bills, but I've never.
You don't really have a grasp on it. Yeah.
Just grow it, and I'm like, so that's it's time. Cool. It's time to, because I do it everywhere else. Why would I? It's turning and facing the bull, and all the stuff that I was told I could never be or do. It's just time to let that go to the side.
Yeah. Well, fabulous. I have no doubt that you will do that beautifully. And you'll be reporting back, of course.
Of course.
Of course. Well, thank you so much. We're here today with Masyn Moyer of Urban Pearl. And we'll be signing off now. This is Cindy Morris, Priestess Entrepreneur. You can find Masyn. Do you have a website, Masyn? Well, what's about the Iron Dolls? Will that be becoming?
We have a MySpace and Facebooks. So Urban Pearl on both of them. Urban Pearl MySpace, Urban Pearl Facebook. Iron Dolls is also under Facebook.
Okay, that sounds fun. Definitely we'll be checking into that for sure.
Streaming video.
Oh yeah, gotta watch that.
Grassroots thing.
Oh yeah, that sounds really exciting. And you can always reach me at practicalpriestess.com. Thanks so much. Have an empowered day.